All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a highly practical, totally zero-cost roadmap to achieving English fluency, and we're going to do it by using ChatGPT as your 24/7 conversational mentor. Look, if you've ever felt like learning English requires shelling out for expensive tutors or just spending endless hours staring at boring textbooks, you're absolutely going to want to pay close attention. We are breaking down a highly effective method that leverages AI to give you the actual, real-world practice you need, and the absolute best part, you won't spend a single penny.
Now, if you're struggling to speak confidently, maybe feeling bogged down by dense grammar rules, and you don't really have a practice partner, you're probably wondering, is this just hype or is this a real solution? Can an AI actually make you fluent in just 7 days? Honestly, it's a fair question. When we think of AI, we usually picture it writing essays or coding, right? But using it as an infinitely patient language mentor? That completely changes the game. Now, to be clear, this isn't about perfectly mastering a whole language from scratch in a week. Instead, it's about a 7-day intensive transformation in your confidence and your practical day-to-day speaking ability.
So, let's quickly check out our agenda for today. We'll cover the English fluency struggle Day 1, break the fear, correct errors and build sentences. Day 4, real-life role play, the ultimate confidence test. And finally, Day 7, take action now.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the English fluency struggle, why traditional methods fail.
Let's start with a problem you probably know all too well. On day one of trying to learn English, most students end up totally confused. You're scrolling through random Google searches, trying to memorize these dry grammar rules that, let's be honest, don't actually help you speak. You start with such high hopes, you ask the internet how to become fluent fast, and boom, you just get overwhelmed. But instead of that endless scrolling and relying on textbooks with no one to practice with, ChatGPT completely flips the script. You actually don't need a human mentor to break out of this frustrating cycle. With this, you move straight from passive reading to active, totally judgment-free practice.
Over the next 7 days, we're going to systematically escalate your practice. Take a look at this timeline. Notice anything missing? Yep, there are literally 0 days dedicated to just memorizing verb tenses. Every single day here is actionable. We start by breaking the fear, we move into specific error correction, build daily habits, step into immersive role-play scenarios, test your speaking on topics, and then we cap it all off with a massive call to action.
Moving right along to Section 2. Day 1, break the fear, your very first conversation.
You know, the biggest barrier to fluency actually isn't a lack of vocabulary. It's fear. The fear of sounding silly, the fear of someone judging you. So on day 1, your only job is to break that ice. You don't need some clever opening line. You just type this exact prompt. It's my day 1 of learning English. Just talk to me. That's it. The AI doesn't judge you if you're nervous. It will reply perfectly, keeping things super simple and natural, which completely removes all the pressure. You just have to start typing.
And as you chat, seriously, don't overthink it. Even if you use broken English like, I did my regular activity, the AI acts like a supportive guide, not a teacher with a harsh red pen. It's going to gently encourage you and make your sentence sound a bit more natural by correcting it to the plural, saying something like, I did my regular activities. It might say, good, that's a nice sentence. Let's make it just a little more natural. And then it'll ask you simple follow-up questions to keep you generating those easy 1 to 2 sentence replies.
All right, Section 3, correct errors and build sentences, days 2 and 3.
Okay, now that the fear is out of the way, we can actually start refining how you communicate. This is where the AI truly becomes your personalized tutor. On day 2, I want you to intentionally type an incorrect sentence. Something like, I go market yesterday, and then ask it to correct you. It's going to fix it to I went to the market yesterday, and it will even explain the underlying grammar rule if you ask it to. Just think about how powerful this is for a second. Instead of learning a grammar rule in a vacuum and just hoping you remember it later, you're making a natural mistake and the AI is catching it and correcting it in real-time context. It is the exact feedback loop you need to improve rapidly.
Then on day 3, we focus on building habits. And here is a major life hack for you. Do not learn vocabulary you are never going to use. Instead, focus on gathering exactly 10 sentences that are relevant to your actual life. Stuff you'd say around the house, at work, or hanging out with friends. Just ask the AI for 10 daily use sentences based on your specific routine, and read them carefully. By zeroing in on highly relevant phrases, you're building up the practical vocabulary that forms the real foundation of everyday fluency.
Jumping into Section 4 now, Day 4, real-life role play, preparing for the real world. This right here is, without a doubt, one of the coolest and most powerful features of conversational AI. It takes you completely out of the theoretical and plunges you straight into practical application. You literally just type, "I want to role play with you" of a shopkeeper. Instantly, the AI shifts its persona. It isn't just a chatbot anymore. It's the person behind the counter waiting to serve you. And of course, you could just as easily prompt it to act like a job interviewer, a travel agent, or even just a friend.
So the AI starts simulating the conversation. It welcomes you, asks what groceries you need, perfectly mimicking a real store environment. And when you reply that you want rice and bread, it pushes back naturally just like a real human would. It asks, "How much rice would you like? And which bread do you want? White bread or brown bread?" This forces you to actually think on your feet and respond in real time.
You just volley back and forth. You might reply, "Just 10 kgs in white bread," and the AI will ring you up, eventually completing your transaction for, say, 650 rupees in cash. This gives you incredibly dynamic, low-stakes practice for when you actually go out to the store. It takes the language right out of the textbook and injects it into your daily life. You can repeat this exact process for any scenario you want. Ordering at a restaurant, taking a taxi, asking for directions, you name it.
Next up, Section 5, the ultimate confidence test for days 5 and 6.
So up until this point, we've heavily utilized the AI for chatting and role-playing. Now it's time to test your solo speaking endurance. You're going to pick a really simple topic, maybe your daily routine or your family. On day 5, I want you to aim for a solid 2 minutes of just speaking. Then on day 6, push yourself to speak for 3 to 5 minutes straight. But here's the absolute crucial part. You have to hit record on your phone. When you play that audio back and hear the undeniable difference from that hesitation you felt back on day 1, you are going to be absolutely shocked by your own progress.
And that brings us to Section 6, Day 7, Take Action Now, the final step to fluency.
Finally, we reached day 7, and this addresses a massive trap that is incredibly easy to fall into. Look, if you don't correct this, the entire 7-day blueprint falls apart. If you're just silently reading the AI's text on your screen like a Google search, you are not going to improve. Fluency is a physical skill, guys. You absolutely must speak out loud. Action is literally the only thing that matters here. Your mouth needs to get used to physically forming these words. So when the AI acts as the shopkeeper, do not just read its response in your head. Read your prompts out loud and read the AI's responses out loud.
Well, there it is. You now have the complete blueprint. No expensive tutors, zero fear of judgment, and no more getting totally stuck on endless grammar rules. So it really leaves us with one big question. If an AI can completely transform how you practice and speak a language in just 7 days, what else could it help you master? Open up your browser and let's find out.